Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Saturday Morning Replay. I hope everyone's having a great weekend so far. And this month we've been focusing on things that we've probably forgotten about the 80s and 90s. Last week we got everything started with forgotten snacks and drinks, and this week we're going to kick things off with TV shows. And the first one we're going to take a look at are forgotten Power Rangers clones, and there were a lot of them in the 90s. Now, I've been pretty excited to do this episode for a while, so let's go ahead and get to the first one on our list. Number 1. The Big Bad Beetle Boys. When the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers aired in 1993, Saban struck gold. And riding on the success of the Power Rangers, Saban created a few other clones and spin-off series on the Fox network. One of these being the Big Bad Beetle Boys, which aired from 1996 to 1998. And the protagonists of the show are three kids, Drew, Joe, and Roland. The three of them are dared one day by a couple of rich kids to enter a supposedly haunted house. And taking them up on the dare, the trio enter the house, only to find it inhabited by real monsters. And they accidentally bump into a pipe organ, releasing Flabber, who's actually an Elvis impersonating ghost. He's thankful for being released and offers to grant them a single wish. And the kids, being kids, wish to be their favorite superheroes, the Beetle Boys. When the wish is granted, however, the villains in the comic are also brought to life. And the three kids have to team up as the Beetleborgs in order to fight the villains that they've inadvertently released. One of the biggest differences between the show and Power Rangers was that the Beetleborgs really played up the cheesy factor with its characters. After 2 seasons, Saban eventually ran out of Japanese footage to use for the show, and production had to be halted. Where can I watch it? Every episode of the series was added to Netflix in 2011. Number 2. Tattoo Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills. No. In 1994, Deke Entertainment created their first Power Rangers clone that aired on the USA Network. The show started with an alien named Nimbar, recruiting 4 teenagers to fight a battle against an evil galactic emperor named Gordanis. And Gordanis wants to take over Earth because it happens to be a focal point for a network of portals throughout the galaxy. And of course, these portals would make his conquest much easier. A portal appears in front of the teenagers one day, and they all enter it because why not? And they're taken to Nimbar, who gives each of them a tattoo with his finger. The tattoos are based on different constellations and allow them to transform into galactic sentinels in order to battle Gordanis and his goons. And if the teams find themselves in a pretty difficult battle, they can combine themselves to form Nitron, a knight in metal armor that can shoot lasers from a sword. Where can I watch it? A DVD box set with all the episodes was released by Mill Creek Entertainment in 2013. Number 3. Superhuman Samurai Cyber-Squad. Deke Entertainment's second attempt with a Power Rangers clone aired the same year as the first. This time they teamed up with Playmates Toys with a show called Power Boy, which was later renamed to Superhuman Samurai Cyber-Squad before it aired on ABC, in order to keep itself from being confused with the Power Rangers. And the show starred a young Matthew Lawrence as Sam, a high school student and frontman/lead guitarist of his band, Team Samurai. The show begins with an escaped military AI program named KiloCon, voiced by Tim Curry, yes, that Tim Curry, visits Sam's classmate Malcolm, that just so happens to like making monsters on his computer. Malcolm's upset because Sam has the hots for his crush at school, and makes a deal with KiloCon to turn the monsters on his computer into megaviruses. And the megaviruses begin wreaking havoc in the digital world, causing phone outages and power surges. While recording a song with his band, Sam is shocked from a power surge and finds a strange device on his arm. He's shocked again later, and this time he's transported into the digital world as Servo, an awesome digital robot fighter. Now Servo, must fight the evil megaviruses in the digital world with the occasional help of his friends. With all of them together, they are the Superhuman Samurai Cyber-Squad. Where can I watch it? The Pluto TV app currently has all the episodes of the series available to stream. Number 4. The Masked Rider. The Masked Rider was created by Saban in 1995 as a spin-off of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The main character, Dex, appeared in the Power Rangers episode A Friend in Need a week before the show debuted. And the show begins with King Lexian, the former ruler of Edenoi and creator of Alpha 5, giving the Masked Rider powers to his grandson Dex in order to fight his evil uncle Count Dragon. After conquering Edenoi, Count Dragon sets his sights on Earth. Dex is able to escape Edenoi and crashes on Earth, causing a nearby house to shake. The Stewart family who lives in the house runs outside to find Dex in a crater, and he's immediately welcomed to the family. The Stewart family is a multiracial family with adopted children, which allows Dex to blend in. And being an Edenite, Dex has telepathic abilities that allows him to show the Stewarts his story. Shortly after, a crash is heard outside, and Dex's small fuzzy companion Furbus is shown to have joined him. Dex now uses his powers and awesome talking vehicles to prevent Count Dragon from taking over Earth. However, unfortunately the show was a flop and was eventually cancelled by Saban. Where can I watch it? There was a VHS release back in the 90s, but the only known DVD release was in the UK and was actually only of the first 2 episodes. Number 5. VR Troopers. VR Troopers was the first Power Rangers clone to be released by Saban, and it ran from 1994 until 1996. And the show introduced us to Ryan, Caitlin, and JB, who all teach martial arts at a local dojo. In a search for Ryan's missing father, the 3 of them are attacked by goons by the show's antagonist, Grimlord. They eventually stumble across a mysterious laboratory and find the digitized head of Dr. Hart, who's a friend of Ryan's father. The doctor tells them of a virtual dimension that Ryan's father had been part in creating, and the virtual dimension is inhabited by mutants that want to conquer both realities. And he explains to them that the mutants are under control of Grimlord, who in the real world is actually Carl Zichter, a billionaire who looks like he's about to beat the Mighty Ducks in the Junior Goodwill Games. The 3 teenagers are recruited to fight the takeover of both dimensions. And VR Troopers was actually considered a success, but unfortunately Saban ran out of stock footage to use for the series. Where can I watch it? Every episode of the series was added to Netflix in 2011. That's everything for this week's episode of the Saturday Morning Replay. I hope you guys enjoyed everything on the list. If there's anything that I've forgotten, please put it in the comments below so I can make sure to get to it in a future episode. And next week we're going to be continuing with forgotten 90s TV shows and cartoons, so make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss it. And until next week, my name is Chad. You guys have a good one.